course, give me just a moment. I need to record this. I'm gonna have to click the button record so that we can post this again via the internet. Oh, it's recording right now. Without any further ado or gilding the lily, because he's well known worldwide already. So let's just simply welcome right here inside the booth. Congratulations, of course, 89.5 for having, di ba, ang ating pitingin Congressman J.V. Ejercito. Hindi pala pa po everyone. Magandang hapon po, sir.
Magandang hapon din. Good afternoon to all the listeners of 89.5 in Subic Bay and us, of course, to all our kababayans around the world. Magandang hapon sa inyo lahat at mabuhay kayo.
Okay, that's right. We are a worldwide FM radio station. Most of our viewers, other countries, of course, are Filipinos who used to live here or working now somewhere. But most of our local listeners as well via radio sets. Now, before po tayo magpunta sa one of the reasons why you're here, I just want to find out more about Congressman J.V. Ejercito. How do you find Subic Bay Freeport, sir?
Well, of course, ever since the U.S. bases closed down, and I think that this is one of the potential growth areas that the country has developed since in the 90s. Kasi noong mga panahon sabi nila, nawala ang US bases, baka mamatay o ano po. But I think we have proven that through the years that Subic Bay has given jobs and opportunities to a lot of our kababayans here, and I'm very and I always admire of course the people from Compon Zambales for the resiliency, and at least we are here, we are alive, and at least we have more opportunities to look forward to in the coming years.
Well, thank you so very much, sir. Medyo dagdagan ko na ng konting question ko noon. Medyo curious lang din kasi. Galing na po ba kayo before na nandito pa ang US Naval Base na napasok nyo siya?
I think once lang, no? But of course I've been here after that when we opened, when Subic Bay opened. I say quite a number of times, and of course every time I need to relax and to relieve my stress, I come here to Subic, and it's not only the place, of course the people are friendly, so it's a good time, it's a good place, no? To be able to unwind and to relax. There's a lot of things to do here.
So every now and then po pala, sir, pagka medyo naghahanap kayo ng konting relaxation, R&R, tumatakbo kayo dito yung sa Subic Bay.
Yes, of course, and sometimes in conventions and other functions that are being held here, once in a while I get invited as guest speaker, or as guest, and sometimes it's our own organization, the JCI or the JCs, we have held a lot of activities here in the past. So, and I'm glad that Subic is still very much vibrant, very much alive, and a lot of activities are happening, especially in the summertime.
That's right. Okay, napag-usapan na po natin conventions so so on, mga naging guest speakers kayo. And right now, at this very moment, kanina po ba natapos na? Hindi pa, or ano pa
Di ba, itong 5:30 to 6 p.m. I'll be one of the speakers also in the SK, Region 3 SK Summit here in held here in Subic.
Sa may harapan na naman po ng station, which is the Travelers Inn Hotel. So the 2012 SK Central Luzon Summit, which is the Region 3 also. Now, ever since naman, just this reason, alam naman po ng lahat about the Sangguniang Kabatanan. A lot of people also clamoring for its abolishment, right? And for sure, one of those who are pro, so much as possible, we need the voice from the youth to represent us. But there are certain things also that you'd like to do away with. It means you're just simply asking for certain reforms. Can you give us more details?
Well, when I came into Congress in 2010, and I was really surprised that a lot of our congressmen, especially the second and third termers, are in favor of abolishing the Sangguniang Kabataan altogether. So, in other words, gusto nilang matanggal na yung SK, and according to them, I think they have the reasons, and some are valid. I think that the SK did not serve its purpose as to mold the youth, some of them say that it has become a breeding ground of trapos or traditional politicians. No? But my position is that it will be more detrimental if we abolish the SK, because it's better to have a youth program of the national government than none at all. No? Sabi ko, pag merong problema, pag merong sira, dapat ayusin. No? Hindi, just like a car like an automobile, if a spare part of our part is non-functioning, we do not remove it, but we replace it and fix it. So, I'm one of those spearheading a move to pass the bill, no? The SK reform. Instead of abolishing, we need to reform. We took all those points by those pro-abolition congressmen, and one of these is the age factor, because right now the age of the Sangguniang Kabataan is 15 to 17, which I think is very much prone to manipulation. No? It's not only the mayors, it's not only the governors or the congressmen or the barangay captains who manipulate, even some the parents. So if we raise the age, no, from 15 to 17, make it 18 to 24, I believe that we will lessen the manipulation, because at that age, it is expected that the child or the youth is more politically aware, and at the same time he will have his own or her own disposition in life. No? And at the same time also, yung 15 to 17, we want them to prioritize their studies. No? And hopefully, if we move it to 18 to 24, by that time they are already wrapping up their studies, or they have graduated already. So that's the main important, and probably the proposal, no? Is
Top of the list, so to speak.
Yes.
So it's all about the age.
It's the age. And likewise, another bold move is that, which I think is bold, some pro-abolition congressmen are already amenable, no, to this SK reform, as long as, but we are still talking about it. They do not want the SKs to be part of to become ex-officio members.
Okay.
Of,
So at least most of
board.
them are into also
Yes.
the age changes.
Because according to them, this is one of the reasons that the politicians, no, are meddling in the affairs, because each SK federation head will be, it's a seat already, no, becomes a councilor as an ex-officio member or a board member. So, but that one, we are still debating about it. I think it will really remove, no, the manipulations, but we still feel that some sort of training will still be benefited, no, if the SK is an ex-officio member.
Okay. So for those who just have been tuning in right now, medyo tuning in lang po sa 89.5. Ang kasampuyang nangyayari po right now is that we're doing this live interview with Congressman J.V. Ejercito, of course, for the Sangguniang Kabataan thing that is happening right now at the Travelers Inn Hotel and Convention Center. So it's Central Luzon. Now, if I may also, napag-usapan po natin yung top of the list ninyo is all about the change ng age qualification or bracket. What do you think is on top of the list naman of those who are anti, those who like to abolish it?
Well, top of the list is that the SK is being used by some government officials and some parents for their own interest. As I've said earlier, since the SK Federation president or the head is entitled to become a councilor as an ex-officio member or of a city or a town or the provincial board, that's where the manipulation comes in. So that's the point.
The root word is manipulation, of
Yes.
course. A lack of experiential learning and perhaps maturity because of the age 15 to 17.
Yes.
Not that we're saying everyone's part of it, but it's just so happened that, but I think that is the majority according to. Okay, so
And likewise, we are proposing that we will have a menu now that on what projects the SK would venture into, because
okay.
the pro-abolition congressmen saying that, their funds are being used by not in the proper way, not for youth programs, no? For example, yung mga waiting sheds, garbage bins, or
Not youth-centered.
not youth-centered, no? It's supposedly the Barangay's project, or sometimes yung mga there are projects like yung mga beauty contest, no, na mga Miss Gay na
Typical po kasi
I
din
don't think,
dapat.
and I believe that personally, being an advocate of youth programs, I believe that the SK should center on leadership training, on entrepreneurship, on and